So good morning and Jai Hind, dear students. Okay. So we are in 5th chapter and we today I will discuss about types of farming. So what you have to do? Listen each and every types and after explanation I will ask question. So be ready for that. So this is types of farming. And in types of farming, the first one is subsistence farming. Subsistence
farming.
Now, what is subsistence farming? So listen it carefully. So subsistence farming is mainly practiced to meet the needs of farmers' family. What we have to understand here? There are many farmers in India who farm or who cultivate crops for their own need. Understand? Like what is your name?
Parth.
Like Parth is a farmer, for example. So what is grown in the field of Parth, that is grown for his family only, not for commercial purposes. And if I am saying like commercial purposes, when we sell it in the market. So subsistence farming, farmers grow for their family need, for their family consumption. So because whatever they grow it for their family consumption. So what they do? Farmers use primitive methods to produce a variety of crops. Primitive methods means old methods or traditional methods. Then he does not look into the suitability of the soil of the cultivation of those crops. Means what is the type of soil, what is the suitability, they don't see. Only they have to grow. So for this they use chemical fertilizers or different things. Then shifting cultivation. Look dear student, you have to understand it very carefully that shifting cultivation is a types of farming. Let me write this. Shifting cultivation. What is shifting farming? It is a traditional farming method in India in which people do what people do. People clear the forest area, they farming or they cultivate on that farming, that plant, that field you can say for 2 and 3 years. And when soil loses its fertility, they shift to another patch.
Yes.
Earlier it is also known as slash and burn cultivation. What it means? Suppose earlier it was practiced like first they clear the forest, one patch, and they started farming. After few years, 2 or 3 years, when soil loses its fertility, what they do? They shift to another patch. That is known as shifting cultivation. Then another one is, and later on we will discuss more on this. So the farming methods are primitive in this also. Crops like yam, cassava, maize and potatoes are mostly grown. Shifting cultivation to destructive. It is destructive. Why it is destructive? Because people clear the forest and deforestation can cause serious problem to earth. Okay. The next is nomadic herding. Nomadic herding. What is nomadic herding? So, nomads are tribes who move from place to place in search of means of subsistence. Nomads, who are nomads? So, nomads are those tribes who move from one place to another place in search of food, in search of job. Like if you will just go out from your school right hand side near that bridge, many tents are set up there
Yes, sir.
and people are living there.
Yes.
They are also a type of nomads.
Yes.
Understand? Till when they will get job, they will get food here, they will be here. Otherwise, they will shift to somewhere else. So they were nomads, they were tribes earlier. So people who move in search of pastures for their domesticated animals are known as nomadic herders. If I am talking about pastures, then what I am talking about?
Nomadic herders.
Those areas where domesticated animals can graze.
Yes.
Understand? That is pasture. So they are nomadic herders. Then their seasonal movement with livestock uphill during the summer and downhill during the winter in search of pastures is called transhumance. Now listen it carefully. If I am talking about nomadic herders, and if it is summer season, where they live uphill
Okay.
because there they can get pastures for their animals. But as winter comes or as winter arrives, it is not possible for them to be on hill. So they come down. So that is known as transhumance. Questions can come like like what is their seasonal movement with livestock uphill during summer and downhill during winter in search of pastures is called dash, and then there will be option you have to take. That is transhumance. The nomadic herders do not have permanent dwellings. They mostly live in tents, like Banjaras. Have you heard about them?
Yes, sir.
So they are also a type of nomad herder. Now the next is sedentary farming. Sedentary farming. Sedentary farming. What is sedentary farming? So in early times, people used to move from one place to another as a food gatherer, hunter, herder, or shifting cultivator. So when the farmer learned to maintain soil fertility, he settled down at one place and adopted techniques like crop rotation to conserve soil fertility. They also developed simple tools for cultivation and started rearing cattle. Like earlier people were nomadic herders. When they learned the techniques of farming, techniques of agriculture, then they settled down. So that was a type of sedentary farming. Okay, the next one is intensive farming. Intensive farming. What is intensive farming? The farmers tries to get the maximum possible output from a small plot of land. Now listen one thing. Earlier, land was more and population was less. Now population of world is increasing day by day. And if we will talk about India, as you know that we are second most populous country of the world after China. And what is our growth rate? If it will be same, then in few years, means 20 to 25 years, we will cross China. So what is the problem? Problem is what? So where people are more and land is less, what we will do? We will try to get more and more from same land. Understand? And what we will do? We will start using, okay, we will start using chemical fertilizers, different types of pesticides, insecticides, rodenticides in our field. So when we try to get maximum from same piece of land, that is intensive farming, and where it is practiced, where population is high. Understand? Next is commercial farming. What is commercial farming? when we grow crops for commercial purposes, when we grow crops for market, that is known as commercial farming. Understand? We sell it in the market. So commercial farming can be intensive or can be extensive. Here there is one difference between intensive and extensive. Intensive farming is where we try to get more from the same piece of land. And extensive farming is that where in large fields agriculture is done. So commercial farming can be intensive, can be extensive. The farms are generally large in size and investments are very high. The farmers try to keep the cost of production as low as possible. This type of farming is mostly practiced in prairies of North America, the pampas of South America, the steppes of Eurasia, and this is done for profit. Next is extensive farming, which I was talking about. Okay. Look, dear students, what is extensive farming? When farming is done on a large plot, 1000 acre, 500 acres, like if you will go to prairies of North America, then large fields means fields more than your city, area more than your city. Large fields are there. That is known as extensive farming, where farming is done on large fields. That is commercial farming. That is a type of commercial farming, because on so long fields you will not grow for your own self. So they grow on a large field. You have to keep it in your mind. Most of the work on those farms, they are done by machines, because it is not possible to use manually for 1000 acre or 5000 acre. So they use mainly machines. Yes, beta? Look, intensive farming is what? When we try to get more from the same piece of land. Look, like population is high and we have to grow more from same land, because we cannot increase land. It is fixed totally. So if population will be high, like there are few areas, India population is very high, China population is very high. So what these countries will do, or Bangladesh population is very high. So what they will do, they cannot increase their land. Yes, but population is increasing every day. So what they do, they try to grow more and more from same piece of land. And for that, what they do, they use different types of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, rodenticides. Okay, that is intensive. And extensive, when farming is done on a large area, they mostly use machines. Then one is mixed farming. Okay, where is Justin? The next one is mixed farming. Someone is talking. Wait, let me complete this class. So what is mixed farming? So in mixed farming, livestock are reared along with crop farming. Now listen it carefully. What is mixed farming? Farmers reared livestock. If I am talking about livestock, then I am talking about domesticated animals. So they rear animals also and they do farming also. So when cattle are reared and farming is done from same farmer on same piece of land like nearby, so that is known as mixed farming. Understand? So it is mainly practiced in the thickly populated areas of Europe, Eastern USA, Argentina, Southeast Australia, New Zealand and South Africa. What happens in this? The farmers follows a well-developed system of crop rotation. Do you know what is crop rotation? When crop is rotated, means suppose in any farm rice is cultivated. And if they will cultivate only rice and wheat for long years, soil will lose its fertility.
Yes.
So what they do, they try to cultivate different types of pulses, because they are the pulse crop which enhance the amount of nutrients in soil. So if it will be rotated like this, soil will not lose its fertility. That is soil rotation. Where crop rotation, where crops are rotated to maintain the fertility of soil. Then plantation agriculture. Okay, you tell me one thing, that have you ever visited Hazipur? Anyone? You? Anyone else? So what you see when you go by that road, you will see a large area of banana plants. Large area. That is plantation. When different types of plantation crops are cultivated. Plantation agriculture is a type of commercial agriculture for farming. It is introduced by Europeans, like tea plantation, banana plantation, and different types of plantation. So the farms called estates, they are very large. Efficient and scientific methods are used in that. Cheap and skilled laborers are required. Huge investments are required. The plantations are managed like industrial units. And examples of such farming are rubber plantations in Malaysia, coffee plantations in Brazil, and tea plantations in India. Those are the example of plantation agriculture. And last one is
Dairy farming.
dairy farming.
The plantation agriculture is type of commercial farming as well.
Yes? Yes. Look, if you are growing something on a large scale, so definitely you are going to grow it for market. So that will be anything. If you are growing for market, that will be commercial farming. Okay. Now last is dairy farming. Dairy farming has been developed to meet the needs of industrial cities. Its growth and development has in roots. It was started in Europe, where the climate is suitable for natural pastures. If I am talking about dairy, then I am talking about milk. I am talking about milk from buffaloes, milk from cows, and milk from other animals. So cattle are reared for milk near big cities to meet the needs of people working in factories. Earlier it happened. Now dairy farming is a big production. Even in your city, there are many places people do the same job.
Yes, sir.
Ramnagar, every place, even if you will just go out from your school, right hand side, there are many cows are reared there. So those are done. So there are few people who do this on a large scale. And you know one thing I want to say, that there is one of my friend who is in Hyderabad and who do the dairy farming, and you will not believe what is the system, what is the new technique of farming. They don't have to take out milk from cows and buffaloes. Pipes are settled and those are attached to computer. As they click, milks are already coming out from the cows, and they are adjusted in one pot. And on computer, everything is written. What is the fat? What are nutrients? What is the quality of milk? But they charge more. But they charge more for this. They charge 100 rupees for per liter. And I think it started in Varanasi also, but where it started, I don't know. So that is the new technique of, you can see on Google. You can search new technique of dairy farming. Then you will be just amazed. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.